All right, we're going to go ahead and do a long division problem again. This time we're going to do these two polynomials. This one will be a little more exciting because our divisor has an x squared this time, and our dividend has a degree of 4. So remember, dividend goes inside. So I'm going to go ahead and write the x to the 4th plus 5x cubed minus 7x squared plus 4x plus 1, all of that inside our long division symbol, and then our divisor goes on the outside, so x squared minus 2. So we go through our side work. We'll see how many times we have to go through this. So part A, we're going to start with step 1. Step 1, remember, you take the first term and the dividend and divide it by the first term of the divisor. So x to the 4th divided by x squared. That, in fact, is x squared. And we're going to put that up top. And I'm going to put it over the minus 7x squared so that I'm matching up like terms. Second step, I take that x squared and I multiply it by the divisor. Our divisor is x squared minus 2. And then I distribute, so we get x to the 4th minus 2x squared. And this is going to go on the bottom of the long division symbol. So we get x to the 4th. Now notice this minus 2x squared, I don't want to put it right underneath 5x cubed because they're not like terms. So I'm going to put it right underneath the 7x squared so we match up like terms. Then we're going to go ahead and subtract. I like to change it to addition, so I'm going to switch the sign, so that's going to become a positive. This will become a negative. This will become a positive. And I add everything straight down. So x to the 4th plus negative x to the 4th is 0. Now 5x cubed, you're not adding anything to it, so you're essentially adding a 0. So that just comes straight down. Negative 7x squared plus a 2x squared is a negative 5x squared. And then everything else will come straight down. So we have plus 4x plus 1. And then we get to do it all again. So we're on part B, step 1. This time we're doing 5x cubed divided by x squared. Divide that and you get 5x. Now remember, 5x always needs to go to the top. So I'm going to put that right above the 4x. Then we're going to go ahead and distribute that 5x in to our divisor. So the divisor this time is still, x squared minus 2. We distribute that in. So I'd get 5x cubed minus 10x. And then remember, we need to match up like terms when we write this below. So we're going to put this on the bottom. So we get 5x cubed, and then the minus 10x will go underneath the 4x. And then we subtract. But I personally am going to change that to an addition problem by changing the signs and then adding straight down. So 5x cubed minus 5x cubed just gives us 0. And negative 5x squared plus 0, it's going to be negative 5x squared. 4x plus 10x is a 14x. And then we have a plus 1. Then we do it again. So let's go to part C, step 1. We're going to go ahead and divide the negative 5x squared by the x squared. So notice in all 3 of our parts, we're always dividing by the x squared. That's because the divisor never changes. So this will give us a negative 5. Remember, that needs to go on top. Then I'm going to go ahead and in step 2, I'm going to multiply that negative 5 by our divisor, which is still x squared minus 2. And and then I'll distribute. So that's negative 5x squared plus 10. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that on the bottom. Remember, like terms need to match up. So I get negative 5x squared, and then I'm going to put a plus 10 underneath the 1. And then we subtract. And then I'm going to change the signs. Negative 5x squared plus 5x squared is 0. 14x plus 0 is 14x. A 1 plus negative 10 is a negative 9. Now, we could go ahead and do part D because there's still an x. So you might feel like, oh, this is probably going to keep going. However, if we go to step 1 and we take that 14x and divide it by the x squared, you'll notice that we'll get a 14 over x when we simplify. And if you recall, we can't divide by an x on our side work, so that tells us we hit our remainder. Now, since my remainder is kind of long, I'm going to write my answer down here. So the answer would be x squared plus 5x minus 5. And then remember, so I got that from the top. Then you add a fraction where you have the remainder on the numerator of the fraction and your divisor on the denominator. And there's your answer.